Hello my friends, welcome to another walk in the Word. I'm out early in the morning. It's around 8:30 and 40 degrees. I can't believe today's November 15th. It's the middle of the month. November is already half gone. I mean, how crazy is that, huh? You know, these walks in the Word, man, I'm telling you, there are messages that just evolve and grow week by week. If you ever want to do a marathon, do a walk in the Word marathon. Go back to number 1 and you know, walk through, skip the Trader Joe thing if you want to, but just watch how these messages unfold. And it's, I don't know, a couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 months that this message about wanting to own things, or I've said, you know, you cannot own the things of Elohim. And I'm not sure if I've made that clear. I hope I have, because it's a powerful, powerful message. We cannot own, you know, actually I think this started when I did a word study a long time ago about the gifts of the Holy Spirit, the gifts of the Ruach HaKodesh, gifts of healing, gifts of prophecy, on and on. And you know, if you, depending on what kind of church you belong to, hopefully you don't belong to a church, because religions are just, you know, they're part of the world. But if you belong to a church, you may have seen where somebody will come to the church and they have the gift of prophecy. Oh boy, that'll get the church packed. Everybody wants, you know, the gift of prophecy. The guy's gonna be like, what, the Psychic Friends Network? He's gonna tell you your future. And recently, in one of my word studies, I made it very clear, look, prophecy is not fortune telling. Prophecy is revealing the truth of Abba Father Yahweh's word. Whenever I do a word study and I'm explaining the Father's word to you and delivering it, delivering the heart of the Father to you, that is truly what prophesying is. Now, prior to John the Baptist, prophecy was a bit more, where prophets would, you know, declare Yahweh's messages to people that were not yet written in his word. That's another thing. But when I did this video about the gifts, I made it clear, you know, people like that, they say, oh, this person has the gift of prophecy, he's coming to our church, he's going to prophesy over everybody, and you know, it's good to get the church packed and that kind of thing. But it's also, it's a lie, because no one has or owns the gift of prophecy. Nobody owns the gift of healing. You cannot, no one can own the things of Elohim. The gift of healing is something that's imparted to any believer at any time that Elohim wants to impart it. He can impart that gift to a person. They can lay hands on somebody. You see a miracle healing happen. And then the person will make the mistake of, oh, I have the gift of healing. I own it. You know, you don't own it. And that person cannot go around healing people at will. So that has grown in my messages to a revelation that I'm sharing with you, that no one can own anything of Elohim. Whether it's like, you know, the gift of healing, he might impart the gift of healing to someone at any time, number of times, but that person doesn't own it, and they can't use it when they feel like it. They can't take it away from Elohim, run with it, and say, you know, mine. Like, you know, like a little child holding on to a toy, you know, share your doll with Susie. And, you know, little Janie grabs the doll and screams, mine! You know, that's darkness and satanic, you know. Little Janie thinks she owns the doll. And, you know, in effect she does. It's her doll, but it's not a good thing to teach a child. So, the interesting thing is, and that I want to impart to you today, is that when it comes to the things of Elohim, we can all have everything of Elohim's. He's willing to give it to us all. We can have it. We can have it all. But you can't own it. That's the flesh, you know. It's like, you know, I want Elohim to give me this gift, but I don't want anybody else to have it, because then I'm not special. I want to be special. That's the original sin of Satan, you know. He wants to be God. We are all special. I want us all to be special as we are, Elohim's glorious creations. And I want everyone to have everything of Elohim's. I want to see everybody happy and joyful. And that can't happen when people think that they can own something that no one else can. So, you know, when you hear me talking about, you know, we can't own the things of Elohim, understand it's like you can't take possession of it and take it away from him and everyone else, call it yours and run with it. No, but you can have anything that he has, and it can be yours. You can have it. You just can't own it. You can have it, and you can share it. So, you can have everything in this entire universe because your Father owns it all. You're his child. But you can't own it and say, Daddy, this is mine, not yours. That's when he'll give you a swift boot in the butt and discipline you. And rest assured, he disciplines those he loves. It's kind of like what goes on with, you know, our passion for the Netchatef, the rapture, to try and set the date. That's, you know, that's the flesh trying to own it. You know, I don't know if you think about it, if we knew for sure that the Netchatef, the rapture, was going to happen on a particular date, Don't kid yourself. You would do some very stupid things between now and that date. No one has self-control like that unless they have a great filling of the Ruach, the Spirit. Self-control only comes from the filling of the Ruach. In fact, it's the last fruit of the Ruach listed. And just this past Thursday, honestly, the Thursday before, I thought I was finished with our study on Matthew 24. But one night, Abba woke me up in the middle of the night and instructed me otherwise. So this past Thursday, I did as he told me to do. And it points right at this because, well, watch Thursday's word study and you'll understand that there are those who they don't like Matthew 24 because it says you can't know the day or the hour. You know, and I've been thinking about this a lot. It's like, why would that bother somebody? Why do you have to know the day or the hour? I'm telling you, it's the flesh. It's that desire, wanting to own the rapture. I want to own it. You can't own the things of Elohim. But anyway, there are those, they don't like Matthew 24 because it says, you know, you can't know the day or the hour. So they always go, oh, that's not for us, that's written to the Jews only. And I've heard people say that before and I just kind of brush it off like I don't know what they're talking about. And I kind of did that 2 weeks ago with what I thought was the last word study on Matthew 24. And Elohim instructed me otherwise. No, I want you to make this clear. So then I looked, I'm like, okay, why do they say that Yeshua, Jesus, is only talking to Jews here and not to believers? And when I looked at their reasoning, I couldn't believe how foolish it was. Couldn't believe how idiotic. I mean, it made no sense at all. Watch Thursday's study if you haven't, you'll see what I'm talking about. But the point is, you can't own it. And wanting to know the day and the hour, that's wanting to own it. You can have that wonderful experience of being taken in the Netchetef and losing the corruptible and putting on incorruptible for all of eternity. You can have that, but you can't own it. And if it bothers you that you can't know the day or the hour, it's because you want to own it. It's because your flesh is in the way. And you should pray about that. You know, I'd love to know when. But I know that I can't. And, you know, I don't need to. It's enough for me to know that it's going to happen and I'm going home in it. I believe I'm in that group that gets taken. And that's enough for me just to know that. I don't have to own it because I know I can have it. So anyway, it's kind of chilly out, but not that bad. I need to go back in the house and get to bed. I'm on a crazy schedule this week, sleeping all day, you know. So I think we'll call that our walk in the Word. As always, my friends, keep your wick trimmed, and keep your lamp burning bright. Shalom.